Alright, so pile number one, welcome to your reading. So the topic for this reading is what have people realized about you? And this is a general reading, so just take what resonates here. And also, I just want to say that if you are subscribing or if you are commenting anything or if you're liking anything, I just genuinely want to say thank you for supporting. And also, I want to add that it actually helps me to figure out what kind of content or what kind of readings that y'all find to be more interesting than others. So it does help me a lot as well. I just want to add that. And if you're new here to this channel, welcome, and don't forget to subscribe. So we're gonna pull some cards here. So we have 10 of Pentacles. We have the Judgment. I'm just gonna pull one more card, but I'm already getting a whole storyline here, pile number one. But let's pull one more card. So we have Page of Cups. All right, so interesting. I feel like what people have realized about you, well, the first thing here is that people have realized your social status. And I feel like y'all could come from a background where either people are well off, so, the people in your family could have some coins. There could also be this energy of you being connected to some kind of institution that has a higher status in society. And I feel like what people have realized about you is that they have had some misperception here about you, because there could be this energy going on in these environments where people are very submissive towards the structure within these organizations or within this family. So I feel like there is really planned out who is the leader and who people should follow, and when somebody has a leadership, people should just compel to this or comply to this energy. I just wanted to take a moment here and pause and remind y'all of Glow Up Sundays. That is now a thing on this channel. So that is your weekly Glow Up reading that I am posting every Sunday. So make sure that you check that out. And if you aren't subscribed, make sure that you are subscribing so that you're always notified whenever I am uploading. Okay, that was it. Back to your reading. And I feel like there is something here about you, pile number one, where you do not comply to this authority, is what I'm picking up on. And I feel like that is something that people have realized about you. How you are not afraid to go against the grain. I feel like you maybe have done something recently where maybe you have stated your position, or how you are looking at this. I feel like there could be something here about having some kind of hierarchy going on in your environment that you have decided not to follow, is what I'm picking up on. And I feel like that is something that people are realize. So not only are you bold enough to not, you know, stand up for yourself, but I feel like you're bold enough to like challenge some kind of authority. And I feel like what people have realized about you is that you are quite unique in doing this. Because as I was saying, I feel like they're the people that tend to be around you are people who are very submissive towards this authority, wherever this authority is what I'm getting. So there is something here about you being very unconventional. It's almost like you do not exactly fit into this structure that you're in, is what I'm picking up on. I feel like people have realized that you are like a free spirit here as well. Like people should not be putting you in a certain box, because I feel like you would like quickly show people that like you're not about to be boxed in. I feel like there is this energy of you wanting to be free. Like you don't want to have people almost like boss you around, is what I'm picking up on. There's something here like that. But people most definitely have realized what free spirit you are and how you are wanting to be considered as this as well. So there is something here of like you not wanting other people to box you in, even if you are connected to like a certain structure or hierarchy, something here like that. So people have realized that you are a very unique person. And I feel like for a lot of you, due to these qualities that you have, you actually stand out from the crowd here quite a lot. And I feel like there could be this energy here as well of you having like admirers. But I just want to say though, pine number one, that if you have, it's secret admirers. Because I feel like there could be something here taboo about like sharing for you or supporting you in these environments, like because it's not a good thing is what I'm getting. Because if people were to like stand up behind you, I feel like they would also challenge the authority. And I feel like the people that are around you, and especially those who are like secretly admiring you, I feel like they do not have the interest of wanting to be challenging authorities, and or at least not having the perception of challenging authorities. So there's something here like that. That's what I'm picking up on. We're gonna pull some more cards and see. So we have Queen of Wands. Yeah, I feel like people have realized that you have a very bold energy about you and a very independent energy. I feel like there could be a lot of people right now that is like very attracted to you, and it's due not only to your physical appearance, but it's more of like the personality that you have going on, or that you have recently like portrayed to other people. Because for some of you there could have been a scenario where you like in public actually spoke against this authority or this hierarchy, something here like that. And I feel like, as I was saying, like people have realized that you are a very independent person. Like you can stand on your own. You don't need to have this authority like bossing you around, something here like that. I feel like there is this energy coming through of like you having your mind of your own and quite capable of like doing things yourself, making your own decisions in life in general, is what I'm picking up on. I feel like people also have realized that you have a very fiery energy. There could be something here about you where you are a bit spontaneous, or like it could be this very unfiltered energy, is what I'm getting here. people have realized that like you speak your mind a lot of the times, and I feel like you are somebody who is like standing in your truth here as well, pile number one, that people have realized. And I feel like for a lot of people, and especially the people that you have around you or like in these structures or organizations, you're coming in as like a breath of fresh air is what I'm getting. But as I was saying, like you could have admirers, but like these admirers wouldn't dare to like publicly, you know, support you because it would be perceived as bad or something here like that. But like low key, you are coming in with this, like, as I was saying, breath of fresh air. Like people are needing to have this energy. I feel like you are somebody, people have realized that you definitely have the capabilities and the quality and the persona here to rock the boat. And it could be in like in a very good way. And it's almost like for some of you, this could be something that is either new about you, or you always had this within you, but you have maybe haven't showcased that. So I feel like people could be perceiving this as like a very new side. But for some of you, I feel like this has always been inside of you, so there's nothing new. But so there could be something here of like people realizing and perceiving this new energy as a little bit like I don't want to say unfiltered, but like it's not polished in a way. So it could come off as a little bit unpolished, or a little bit like sporadic or impulsive, something like that. Just take what resonates. I want to pull some more cards though. Yeah, I feel like, you know, you could have had people around you that was coming in with this Four of Pentacles energy. So the people or the authorities especially, could this card speaking about, like, these could be, I don't want to say false leaders, but there could be, we all know that the Four of Pentacles here is like the wannabe emperor, you know, so this energy is very like rigid. So there could be something here about you speaking about like the authority that is going on like around you, or like in general, is not actually true leaders, something here like that. And I feel like if you have said something specifically to one of these like authority figures, I feel like that person is like feeling some type of way about that. I know that we are looking at like what people are realizing, but you know, these messages are just coming through, and I feel like now it's very personal here, but I just gotta say this and then we're gonna move on. So if you have specifically spoken to like an authority figure, and you know, you said you spoke your mind basically, I feel like this person could be doing some kind of a gaslighting when it comes to you now, because there is something of like wanting the other people to perceive you in a bad light, something here like that. So there could be some gaslighting going on. That's just, you know, the message that came through. We're gonna pull some more cards. But I feel like people have realized that you are not about to stand and follow some kind of false leadership. You are gonna speak against people who are doing stuff in the wrong way or having the bad intentions. People have realized that you're not gonna stand behind that at all, is what I'm picking up on. So for some of you, I feel like people also have realized that you have this leadership quality about you. There could also be something here about like people have realized how deeply rooted these opinions is within you. There could be something about this that is like, it's you're coming off with a very like stubborn energy, or like you're gonna stand your ground here on something. I feel like people also have realized that, you know, you're not about to be run over by anybody. especially if it's like fake authorities or people who are pretending to be such great leaders, but then in reality they're not. So yeah, I felt like people have realized that like you could potentially be somebody that people genuinely could follow. And even if you are just like in the beginning of this is what I'm picking up on, I feel like people have realized like whenever they are looking at you, they see all of the potential that you're having here. Pile number one. They see that like in the future, you are going to be a very stable figure, a very good leader. I mean, we have the Four of Pentacles against, you know, Queen of Pentacles. Is that even like a competition? So I feel like people are realizing that they're waking up to like your powers and your potential is what I'm getting. And I feel like there could be some people here around you here as well that is like considering you to be a leader for them is what I'm picking up on. I don't know. I'm gonna pull one more card. So it was almost the High Priestess that came out here. We're gonna see if that card comes up again. So we have the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, I just feel like people have realized that like whatever opinions you have or viewpoints that you stand for, people are realizing that you are willing to go quite far to protect this. I feel like there is this energy of you standing your ground, and like even if it would like affect you and your life in like a negative way, I feel like there is this energy of you not bolding at all. I don't know if bolding is even a word. Wait, what I was trying to say there is that budge is the word, sorry. So there is this energy of you not budging your anything, and you're not compromising anything, even if it would like affect you financially in a negative way for a while, something like that. And I feel like people have realized here as well that if you are somebody who is connected to people with a higher status, how you're not afraid to like let that status go in order to stand in your truth. So there could be something here about that, like you actually taking like a huge risk, because I feel like the risk that you have taken could like affect your finances, or it could affect your stability in some way, but it's almost like you don't care about that. So yeah, I feel like pile number one, I'm gonna finish off here. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Alright, so pile number two, we're gonna draw some cards and we're gonna look at what have people realized about you. And I just want to say that if you are subscribing, liking, or commenting anything, I just want to say thank you so much for supporting. And also I just want to add that it actually helps me to figure out like what kind of content that y'all find to be more interesting than others. So I really appreciate that. And if you're new to this channel, I just want to say welcome, and don't forget to subscribe before you leave. So let's pull some cards here. Pile number two. So we have Five of Cups. of Wands. We have a Three of Pentacles. Okay, so what I'm getting here, pile number one, there could be this energy of people realizing, especially if you have recently been down or sad, is what I'm picking up on. I feel like people have realized that whatever you were going through emotionally, especially if you were going through some kind of losses or you felt some kind of loss, people are realizing that you are only gonna feel those emotions for like a short time. And for some of you, there could have been this perception here of you in general being like a sad person. I just wanted to take a moment here and pause and remind y'all of Glow Up Sundays. That is now a thing on this channel. So that is your weekly glow up reading that I am posting every Sunday. So make sure that you check that out. And if you aren't subscribed, make sure that you are subscribing so that you're always notified whenever I am uploading. Okay, that was it. Back to your reading. There could be this perception here of you being somebody who's like always focusing like on the negative stuff. And I feel like there could have been a perception here as well of you being somebody who is always sad, is what I'm getting. And always like stuck on the things that is like negative or has been negative in your life, is what I'm getting. But I feel like there has definitely been a shift. I don't know if you decided to make some kind of decision here, if you started with like a project, or if there is something new here in your life that you're putting your time and your focus into. I feel like people have realized that you are not who they thought that you were in the past. You are coming up with a very, I mean, we have the Queen of Wands. So Queen of Wands, she is very goal driven. Like she has a vision. She does stuff intentionally. And she also has this fiery energy of like whenever she has set her mind into something, she is going to go out there and she is going to get her. And there is honestly not a lot of stuff that is going to put a stop to whatever a Queen of Wands is like wanting to achieve. So I feel like people have realized this about you. There has definitely been a change in how people perceive you. So instead of like looking at this Five of Pentacle energy as some kind of energy that is like defined and definite in your life, I feel like people are starting to realize that whatever they were seeing, like these sad moments that you were going through in your life, it's just like an episode in your life. It's not like the whole movie, you know? So I feel like there could be something here as well. Like people could have realized that you were just going through something temporarily, but you always had this like fiery energy within you, or this goal driven energy within you. I feel like people also have realized that you are a very like independent person. Just because the Queen of Wands, she's hella independent. And she's extremely confident, not only like in her appearance, it's like at the core of who she is. And I feel like people are realizing that. And I feel like for some of you, there could have been this perception in the past where people maybe thought that you were shy or that you were insecure. But if something happened recently where people like woke up and just, you know, realized that these perceptions that they have had about you is actually not the reality. And I'm wondering if these are people that you are working with, because we do have the Three of Pentacles. So it could be some colleagues or something here like that, people that you are collaborating with, or people that you're building some kind of stability with, is what I'm picking up on. So these could be the people that have had this like change in their perception of you. And there could also be this energy of like people assuming that you are very insecure about your appearance, something like that, because maybe in the past you were like dressing in a way that was like very covering, or maybe you always wore like colors that was like very basic, very mundane. It's almost like people could have perceived you as almost like a wallflower, but I feel like something definitely changed. For some of you, there could have been like a physical glow up that has been happening. So maybe you are dressing in a more like bolder way, or you are making a statement here with your appearance for some of you. And I feel like people have realized like, damn, pile number 2 is actually like a very attractive person. But we're gonna pull some more cards. Let's see here. So we have 7 of Pentacles. And we have the Magician. I feel like people also have realized that you are a very good manifester. Maybe there was something that was happening in your life where maybe you lost something. It could have been like a business deal or something here like that. And I just feel like people only judged you based on how you were reacting to some kind of loss in your life, instead of like looking at it more objectively. Because I feel like what people have realized about you right now is that you are going through like a whole journey. So 7 of Pentacles speaks about having some kind of success, but it's like you haven't reached the end of the journey just yet. So if you are taking some kind of break, it's only a break for you to like recognize your own success, but then you need to keep on working on whatever this is. So I feel like people now have this more objective perception of you, and they are able to like look at the full journey instead of just one episode of your journey, something here like that. And there could have been this energy here as well of like, if you decided to take a break here on something, people assume that you did it because you were sad or you were depressed or things didn't go good for you, something here like that. But like in reality, I feel like some people could have realized that you were actually taking a break due to you getting some kind of success and getting some kind of like achievement or some kind of victory. And like whatever you are working on, like you had been going at it for like a long time. So this is like whatever you're putting your time and effort into is something that has a very long-term potential. And it has been growing over time, something here like that. I feel like people just judged you based on what they could see in the past. And something here has shifted here about that, pile number 2. So people are looking at you right now as somebody who is a master manifester, somebody who's like in control of their reality, but also like in control of like their intentions. There could be something here about you being into manifestation here, pile number 2. And if that resonates, I feel like people have realized that you are quite good at like the different levels that is like required whenever you're doing some kind of manifestation in your life. So not only are you, you know, good at having the intentions, but I feel like you could be very good at being open to receive. And to be honest, like aligning your energy to whatever you are wanting to have or whatever you're trying to like manifest. So I feel like people have realized like you are honestly very locked in and you're very connected to source or universe or God. You know, apply that to your situation and however you name all of these things. I feel like people also are realizing that there could be something here about you currently where you are maybe playing things small. I don't know if you are maybe new to something, or maybe you are around people that maybe has more experience than what you have in this certain field or in this certain environment, something here like that. And I feel like people are starting to realize that you have a lot more to give than what you have been giving. So as I was saying, there could be this energy of like you in the past maybe playing yourself small. But then something shifted here. Maybe you started talking differently, you started taking different actions. And I feel like people started to realize that you have a lot more to give than what you have been giving in the past. Something like that. Or you have a lot more knowledge or a lot more experience, or you just have a lot more focus or power to give to a situation than what you have been given in the past. So I feel like I'm gonna pull one more card. There could be people, like if you have recently done something, I'm just getting like there could be some people who are a little bit defensive when it comes to you now, because I feel like you came in with like a very surprising energy. As I was saying, like when it comes to this pile, people really had some kind of assumptions here about you. And they thought that, you know, they have read you, they thought that they had you figured out, but then something shifted. So I feel like there could be some people around you that is like reacting defensively. And I feel like there could be something here about people also looking at you as some kind of competition now. So maybe in the past they didn't consider you to be a competition, but now they're like, okay, so pile number 2 is definitely a competition. We're gonna see what's coming out here. So we have the 9 of Wands. And that's so interesting to get in a reading like this. I just feel like this is like confirming whatever we have been speaking on before pile number 2. There could also be something here about people realizing that you are very protected in life. And if it's not protected by other people, it could be protected by like your spirit guides. There is something about your energy currently that is extremely protected. So it's like whatever actions you are taking currently, you are going to be protected in your journey. Something here about people realizing that. And I feel like people are also realizing how strong you are, resilient. Maybe people in the past thought that you were somebody who like easily gave up on stuff, or if you know you didn't get like the result that you wanted like immediately, then you wouldn't keep going at it. But as I was saying, I feel like people just been judging you based on like one episode in this movie, and the movie is your life basically. But now they are realizing that you are very resilient. You have the power, you have the capabilities here to keep on going, keep on doing. And I feel like there is this energy here as well, pile number 2, of people realizing that you are strong in your own, is what I'm picking up on. For some of you, there could be something here of people realizing as well that there is something very magnetic about your energy. And there could be something here of like you keeping to yourself quite a lot here as well. And I feel like in the past, people saw this as you being weak, but there has definitely been a shift in this perception. And I feel like people are perceiving you and realizing now that you have a very captivating energy and a very intriguing energy. And it's almost this energy of you not needing to do too much or speak too much to draw attention to you, because I feel like you have this like, it's almost like you could just enter a room and automatically people are drawn to you. And it could be due to you having quite high spiritual powers, something here like that, or being a very spiritual person. So I feel like on an energetic level, people are very drawn to you. And for some of you, I feel like there is some people who might not understand exactly why they are very drawn to you. but they just are. I feel like pile number 2, we're gonna finish off here. I hope you enjoyed it. All right, so pile number 3, we are gonna draw some cards and we're gonna look at what are people realizing about you. And this is going to be a general reading, you know, so just take what resonates here. And before I start, I just want to say that if you are liking, subscribing, or commenting anything, thank you so much for supporting this channel. And also it does help me quite a lot to like figure out what kind of content that is like more interesting than others. So it does really help me. And if you're new to this channel, I just want to say welcome and don't forget to subscribe. So let's pull some cards here, pile number 3. So we have the Hermit, and we have Ace of Wands. So I feel like what people have realized about you here, pile number 1, that there is something in your life that you are currently protecting. Quite a lot, to be honest. There could have been something about you pulling your energy away. And I feel like what people have realized about this pulling back is that you are focusing on something new in your life, is what I'm picking up on. And whatever this new thing is, whether this is like a new love offer, so y'all could be in contact with somebody new in your life, or it's like a new project, or it's like a new idea, people are realizing that you are protecting it because it's something very new for you. I just wanted to take a moment here and pause and remind y'all of Glow Up Sundays. That is now a thing on this channel. So that is your weekly glow up reading that I am posting every Sunday. So make sure that you check that out. And if you aren't subscribed, make sure that you are subscribing so that you're always notified whenever I am uploading. Okay, that was it. Back to your reading. And I feel like in the past, maybe people have misjudged this like energy where you maybe were, maybe where you were a little bit like defensive, or you were just pulled back, very guarded. I mean, at the bottom of the deck here, we have the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords is this energy of like not letting people into like your private circle or, you know, your personal stuff. And as I was saying, like, I feel like in the past, people maybe have misjudged this energy. Maybe people have perceived you to be honestly like a bitch, which a Queen of Swords quite easily could be perceived as. But there has been a shift in how people are perceiving you, and I feel like there is some realizations here about you protecting something new in your life. So we're gonna pull some more cards. And I feel like whatever you are protecting, it is something that you portray to have a very stable future with, whether this is related to a person or if this is related to something that is materially or like financially associated to something here like that. So, you know, just apply this to your situation. But if this is like a new romantic interest that we're speaking about, I feel like people have realized that whoever you are in contact with is somebody that has a higher status, is what I'm getting. And this is somebody who could be perceived as being very attractive. And maybe this person has like a lot of people that is interested towards this person. And if this is like not like a romantic interest at all, I just feel like people see that you are trying to protect something that you know will give you a stable future, especially financially, is what I'm getting. And it's so interesting because I feel like with this Ace of Wands energy here, in the past, people misjudged this withdrawal energy. And now I feel like people are starting to make sense out of it because, you know, having the Ace of Wands here, this energy is more being just a spark of something. And it's like in order for something to grow out of this Ace of Wands energy, it needs to be nurtured. And it's so easily here, whenever you get like a new interest or a new spark on something or a new idea, it's so easy to just neglect this spark or this idea by either your own thoughts that your mind is going to neglect it, or maybe there was something here about you being afraid speaking about it because you might be afraid, or you maybe in the past were afraid of people coming in with this like more negative energy towards this new idea or this new thing, and maybe it would like affect you in a way where you maybe wouldn't take action at it at all, because it's so easily that happens when we have like Ace of Wands, because if you don't nurture this energy and this spark, it's going to fade away, you know. So it's almost like you have been keeping yourself in the background and you have been trying to nurture something. I feel like you have been growing a spark, an idea, a romantic interest. Apply this to your situation, but you've been doing it low key. And I feel like what people have realized about it is like how you went doing this, and in the way that you were doing this was kind of clever, is what I'm picking up on. I feel like people are perceiving you now as somebody who's like very, honestly, very smart, very capable, very balanced. And as I was saying, I feel like in the past, people misjudged this energy because people just saw you as being guarded or like withdrawn, or, you know, maybe a little bit defensive here as well, you know. But now there's something here. Maybe you have been growing this for a longer time, so you have something now to actually show off to other people. And if you have recently been showing something off, showing some kind of result towards other people, people now are realizing why you did the way you did in the past. I feel like I have been trying to explain the same thing for so many times, but yeah, I feel like these realizations that people have had here about you, pine number 3, it comes from you showcasing something, showing some kind of results. And I feel like people are now looking at this, whatever you have been protecting in the past, as something that has a lot of potential. And it has a lot of stability for you, but also for other people. For some of you, I'm getting like this could have been a business idea that you low-key, like in the background, have been working on for quite some time, to be honest. And I feel like there was this energy of you not wanting to speak about it until you actually had some kind of tangible results in it. And you have that now, is what I'm picking up on. Okay, so we're gonna pull some more cards. So we have 5 of Wands. And it's so interesting for some of you, like this business idea or this spark or this interest, like it's almost like people realize that you knew what it was from the start. And you knew that people would almost be a little bit competitive over this. Like maybe people are realizing now that you knew that you would have some kind of competition regarding this. So the more you kept it quiet, the more you protected it, is what I'm getting. As I was saying, like, now when people are looking back at your behavior, it's almost like people are realizing how clever you handled this whole situation and how smart you were through the whole thing here, is what I'm picking up on. So if this is like a romantic interest of yours, it's almost like the person that you have been keeping on the low, like it's almost like you from the start knew that this would be somebody that other people would want to get with here as well. And you knew that there would be some kind of competition, so maybe that's why you didn't speak about it, or it would create some kind of competition, something here like that. So for some of you, this isn't like related to a business idea or a creative project, you know. This is related to like a romance, but just apply this to your situation. I'm gonna pull one more card. But there's definitely this energy of like you saw things for what it was. Like you saw what this would be. You knew that there would be some kind of fight over this. You knew that it would be some kind of competition over this. So we have the Six of Pentacles here as well. I feel like people have realized that you are a very wise person, a very wise person. And if this is related to some kind of business, people have realized that you are very business savvy. And you are a very good business person, good at making deals. And there is this energy here of like you being quite just and a very balanced person. And for some of you, I feel like you could be in a position right now where maybe you have built whatever this is up to a point where it's almost like you could be generous with other people. And that's also something that people are realizing. There could also be something here of like people actually realizing who you are at your core. So maybe people in the past thought that you were a little bit like egotistical, is what I'm getting, but now they're starting to realize here that you are a very generous person and you're a very giving person. If you have something to give to other people, you share it with others. I don't know, I'm just getting like, if this is like a business idea, I'm getting like the business idea that you have been working on is a business idea that is going to give to other people. So it's a very charitable business idea, is what I'm getting. And people are starting to realize this about you. There could also be this energy of like, people are realizing that you have built yourself up in a way now where maybe you can give back to other people and support other people here as well. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Strength. So I'm just getting this energy. People are realizing that you are a very strong person, extremely strong. Somebody who has these capabilities of like, there could have been times where maybe people tested you and you maybe, you know, you knew what you knew what you were sitting on, and maybe people were like poking at you, and there could have been times where you honestly just wanted to put people on their place because you knew what you had, something here like that. And I feel like now people are realizing and they're looking at you as somebody who has a big control over their ego. Something here like that. I'm gonna pull some more cards. We're gonna pull one more card. So we have Two of Cups and we have the Queen of Pentacles. So if this is like related to your romance or your romantic life, is what I'm picking up on, or is what I was meant to be saying. People are looking at this connection and realizing that this is almost like a soulmate connection for you. It's a very intimate connection with this person. And I feel like people are realizing that this connection that you have with this person is kind of difficult to compete with it, because you're connected like in a higher level, is what I'm picking up on. And I feel like you two recognize each other on a level that other people are not able to, is what I'm picking up on. And if this is related to a business idea, people are realizing that like you have counterparts around you. And if you don't have that now, I feel like people are realizing that you are gonna have that, either in your business idea or in your love life. So if you are working alone, if you are alone or if you're single right now, people are realizing that you are going to have people around you in the future that is like equally to you, is what I'm picking up on. I feel like people are also realizing that you are attracting the people towards you that is like meant to be in your life, is what I'm getting. Because there could have been something here in your past where maybe in your environment, like you were the person who people depended on. Maybe you didn't depend on other people. And there could have been this dynamic here as well of people being in need of you and you not being in need of them, or you teaching other people and other people not being able to teach you. There could have been some differences here in how evolved you were compared to the people that you had in the past. And I feel like people have realized that if you have pulled away, you are going to attract people towards you that is equally as evolved as you are. So there is going to be like an even exchange between you and this person or these people. Just take what resonates here. So at the bottom of the deck, we have the Empress. I feel like what people are realizing about you is that you are a very abundant person. You are meant to be very abundant. It's almost like people are realizing that you are meant to have a certain lifestyle here as well. You are not meant to be struggling in life. You're not meant to be, you know, going through dealing with people who maybe don't give you as much, something here like that. People are just, you know, realizing that you are meant to have a lot of contentment in your life, whether this is financially or not, okay? So I feel like I'm gonna finish off here, pile number 3. I hope you enjoyed it.